What is up, guys? We are back. This is gonna be another just talk type video. My phone's on silent. This is gonna be not just a straight up talk video. Let's talk about Fernando Mendoza. So as of this morning, he officially declared for the NFL draft. Gotta make sure this sounds. So yeah, he officially declared for the NFL draft, and there's growing speculation. I know people who think he might be a bust. This is definitely one of the more weaker quarterback classes and one of the more weaker Heisman races. Last year's Heisman race was a lot more competitive. Ashton Jeanty didn't even win, and he got so many rushing yards. I don't remember how much it was, but it was more than Jeremiah Love's, and it was more receiving yards than Jeremiah Love's. I know obviously Jeremiah Love's been playing a little better conference wise, but you can't discredit that for Jeanty because he chose to stay at Boise State. He could have gone somewhere else, but he chose to stay at Boise State. And honestly, the production in the NFL level hasn't been as bad as people have seen. I know box score and watchers will be like, "Oh yeah, Ashton Jeanty's been playing terrible this year. Doesn't even deserve any recognition." It's like, no, he's been playing fine. It's just he plays in a dysfunctional organization. And I honestly think that's what might happen with Mendoza. This team, as in the Raiders, is not like a very well off set off team. They just had a really terrible Geno Smith, who's on the tail end of his career. They had Pete Carroll, which has not been one of the best coach hirings, and they just fired him. So you don't know. So it just depends. And even with the firing, you don't really know hey man, who's gonna be their guy, because they haven't, as if I'm recording this on the 1st of or January 1st, January 23rd on 2026. You don't know where they're gonna go with their head coaching searches, and obviously they're gonna take Mendoza first overall. And here's where I'm gonna go segue into the Mendoza area, where I think that Mendoza, again, great prospect. He's not as good, honestly, right now. If I had to choose Mendoza or Cam Ward, I'm choosing Cam Ward. He's the better athlete, more arm talent, slightly the accuracy isn't that bad to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, Mendoza is so much better in the accuracy department. Sure, Mendoza does some good accuracy, but Cam Ward was as good as accuracy, and the rushing upside isn't as there. I think Mendoza is a little more better out of structure and out of the pocket, but I think Cam Ward out of structure, Cam Ward's better. Sorry, I mean Cam Ward's better out of structure, but out of the pocket in terms of scrambling, I think Mendoza is a little better. But it's just iffy. And honestly, I'd rather start a franchise with Cam Ward than Fernando Mendoza, even though with all the off the field leadership stuff. And you guys know, some of the regular watchers know how much I love Fernando Mendoza. He's such a renowned prospect. Literally, he has everything that a quarterback needs: leadership, accuracy, can play outside of structure, and will take a hit for your team. Honestly, those four things I just listed are just good enough to the point where okay, yeah, this guy can be good in the NFL. There's just some growing issues, and I will entertain those issues. I will entertain them, and I'll kind of debunk them. I'll kind of do it. So he's not a crazy well off athlete, right? He's not like Caleb Williams with the measurables and he does have a big frame, but his measurables, his arm talent isn't off the chart, which I do agree with. His accuracy is very good, but the arm talent does get a little sloppy sometimes. So there's that. What else? You don't know how well he's going to transfer off to the NFL. You can say that about any rookie, but again, Cignetti is such a well coach. He coaches very well. His scheme is very well. You don't know how well he's going to adjust to that NFL pro style offense, so you don't know that. And that's going to be a very big part in Mendoza's development. Was, hey, can you develop? And honestly, it's not even Mendoza, it's just the teams. You've seen this a lot with Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, where they go to a better team, they're so much better. And the thing with the Raiders is that I don't think they're going to put Mendoza in a position to be the best always, so that's going to suck. He does have a number one option in Bowers, but the wide receiver room is looking very grim. It's very thin, and I think Thornton is your number one receiver. After you trade Jacoby Myers wasn't a bad wide receiver one. He was okay. He wasn't top end. He's not the top of the top, but he's not the worst guy you could have had in the room. And he hurts the room leaving more than he does staying. So we like Myers. You would also Jeanty. The offensive line is good. Is fine. There's some young pieces, but again, they're young and they didn't show out this year. So the Raiders by far look like the worst team this year, and that's why they're number one overall pick. But I just don't think Mendoza will find as much success, and people will hit the panic button. I think by his second or third year, Mendoza will be very good. I think he's a good quarterback. He's like I said, he's very accurate. His deep accuracy and his back shoulder fades are very good, and he's just poised. He looks poised. most of the time, but you don't really know how well he's gonna adjust to another. I just thought of another thing. What if he gets hit? You don't know what it's like when he gets hit. Obviously, you saw with the Miami game, you know that, but what if he gets hit by these more hungrier, better guys in the NFL who are like the best of the best? Like, these are the best players in college football going to the NFL and obviously playing at a higher level. These guys will hit you, and especially in a tough division like the AFC West, which the Chiefs will always be competitive. This year's just an off year. Don't let that fool you. This year's an off year. They're always going to be good with Mahomes under center. The Chargers, who just hired Mike McDaniel as their offensive coordinator. You don't know how well that offense is going to be, but I really like the hiring for them. I think he will bring a level of explosiveness, and he coached pretty well with Tyreek Hill, so I think he can do pretty well with some of these other younger guys, and especially with Justin Herbert, where he has his guy. So I think that'll be a little interesting, and even Jim Harbaugh. So that whole team is I'm not hating, and the Broncos, like the best team in the division, the number one AFC West people. They number one the AFC with the bye. Obviously, Bo Nix is going to be having a hurt ankle, but he should be healthy by the time the season starts. Like, do you think that this team will be competitive in 2 years when the Chiefs are back, when the Chargers are a little older, when the Broncos are a little older? Like, this team is stuck in the middle of a rebuild in a bad time, I guess. Maybe in a couple years they'll be better, but I think they just need to develop a lot of their talent more. And Mendoza will struggle. I think he will struggle in his first 1 or 2 years. He will struggle. There won't be much around him, and I think you just gotta stick by him. And you have to trust in that leadership, because good football talent just doesn't go away. Obviously, it doesn't go away, but I just think that he will struggle in his first couple days at Raiders, and I think that he will just struggle. And I don't know. I might sound like a broken record, but like still, I think he'll struggle first, and then he'll get better. There are some redeeming qualities. Obviously, his accuracy is off the chart. He can play out good out of structure. He can play good scrambling. He's very coachable. He's very coachable. He will lead whatever team he goes to. He will lead, and you need that in the locker room. And I think Tom Brady and Mark Davis have found their guy. So I think that taking Mendoza here obviously isn't the wrong pick. This is a no-brainer pick. That's why I don't really bring it up in my mock drops that much. It is a no-brainer pick. Like, it is so easy to pick this guy. He's so likable, and he's bringing more fan bases and more like fans to college football and even to the NFL now. And that's really cool. And I'm really happy he's doing that. And there are some issues, but I think the good outweighs the bad. This is not a Fernando Mendoza hate video. This is more like here's some good things about this, and here's some good things about that. Like, and there's some rough things there, but I think he can overcome it. I think he can be. I think the floor is honestly not. The floor is very high. Like, I think he can be a very feasible starting quarterback. I think he can be like a Sam Darnold type guy, where he's good. He's just like really good. Like, he's good at what he does. He's not going to be the top guy all the time. Like, that's his floor. But his ceiling can be like I don't know, like a little prime Kirk Cousins, where he was making all these crazy throws and stuff and on a good team. So I think that's his ceiling and floor. And honestly, I like Fernando Mendoza as a prospect. I know people don't. I don't think so. He's coachable. He's accurate. He'll take a hit for a team. He leads you. There's not much you can really ask for other than the arm talent. The arm talent's a kind of an issue there, but I think you can trade that off for a coachable young guy who will be accurate most of the time when he throws. Obviously, you never know with behind the Raiders O-line. He might like fucking have that mental clock like CJ Stroud. But you again, there's always a bunch of what ifs. But I'm just saying that. What I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to get this out. What I'm trying to say is, I think that he will be a good prospect, but he will struggle a little bit at first. And then he will hit that wall. And then he will eventually bounce back, because he's Fernando Mendoza. I think he will 100% bounce back. And I think he'll do very well in the NFL level. That's about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably.